We must give hope. Leaders, you must give hope. Business must impact life, must change society. Leadership during hard time will determine what kind of leaders you are. When you have a bowl of water, you put egg, carrot, and coffee bean, you boil them. What happened to the carrot? It melts, it softens, it gives way. What happened to the egg? Harden. People, when they go through hardship, they can harden. They don't care anymore. People will go through hardship, soften, quick, give up. But look at the coffee bean, small as it is, it produces aroma that inspire, that change the whole, invigorate you. So during the 2009 crisis, our staff got together, we raised $20,000 and split into $20 voucher to give as a health voucher to the needy through CDC. I want MHC to be like a coffee beans. And I believe that life is so short, there's really no need to try to climb to the top all the time. What for you carve your name on marble? Carve your name on heart, because at the end of life, you got to ask yourself, how many hearts, have you touched? Does it matter your tombstone has this is a great man? They always say that anyway, whether they're good or bad, it doesn't matter. Before I end this
speech, I thought his ability to capture an audience's imagination was exemplary. I think his the history of himself, his openness, his transparency, his sense of humour, and the advice that he gave to teachers is very important. And that advice you'd like to think teachers would and school leaders would share with their children. If you get knocked down, you pick yourself up. If you get knocked down again, you pick yourself up again, and you keep rubbing yourself off until eventually you make it through. I thought it was a good speech. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it had some good information in there, and I know the audience enjoyed it.
Also found Dr. Lau very, very amusing, but I love people who present from the heart, because I think that really the future of anything, education, anything really, is about being able to touch your heart and being able to be proud enough of your failures to be able to talk about them with the entire world. I think we hear and see a lot about people being successful, but we have absolutely no idea how they attain that success.
Successful event is where you actually feel the energy level of the hall being very high. There's a lot of laughter, yet in between the laughter, like what Dr. Low did, was a lot of serious thoughts and reflections, and I think that's a big takeaway.
For the doctor's presentation, I must say he's very witty, very passionate about what he's doing, and one thing I like about his presentation is that he talks about integrity. To be able to fulfill your integrity and not to let people down, I think it's a very important attribute of a person, and also at the same time having that lecture in the afternoon is not easy, but he's able to interject us and give us a lot of energy because of his very interesting and funny stories. So I really enjoy coming, and no regrets.
What I value was the authentic nature of his sharing. That being the letter A, his authentic is genuine and very credible. And I think he shares the essence of it without even having any kind of camouflage. The other thing was he being very true to himself, and I found that very credible. What's more, I think I value a lot his being very candid in his sharing. And I think that brings a lot of credibility to what he has said. I would say that a lot of insights I have learned today from the sharing of Dr. Low.
People like Dr. Low Lee Yong, I think he's one speaker that, has left a deep impression with a lot of audience, judging at the responses from the audience that I talked to. If you notice his speech, he is somewhat an unconventional person, because my takeaway from his speech is that he's someone who is very real, very original, I would say, very original, and of course very humorous. And one thing I always tell him, that Dr. Low, your joke really carries a lot of substance. It's something whereby, we have to think, not just listening only, but after that we still have to digest. Wow, Dr. Low, I can't wait to, invite you again for our next event.
Get connected with Dr. Low Lee Yong.